know the morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
And a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Monday, June 1st. We made it through May. We're here for June, and you know what that means. It's time for the NBA Finals here this week. We're just a couple of days away, 2 long days away from an anticipated NBA Finals with the San Antonio Spurs and the New York Knicks. That'll be our featured coverage of the week for sure. We're ready for the Stanley Cup Finals as well, so we'll have a great game here several nights a week in just a couple of days. But until then, we've got Major League Baseball to discuss here today on the show. There are 2 games in the WNBA as the Commissioner's Cup gets underway tonight. We know it means a little bit more to the ladies to get that money, so they'll be starting the Commissioner's Cup here on Monday night, and we'll also have maybe a look at some college baseball. We're playing the last of the regionals. We find out who's going to the super regionals today. There's a few more college baseball games today here on the show. So appreciate everybody joining me here today. And we're going to have I think kind of a short show. Sorry for the delay. I'm trying to make my graphics package a little bit more exciting here a little bit. And that's what I've been working on here this week. So once I get it down, it'll be back to normal. Only a few minutes off for the start time, but like having the graphic up there, I'm trying to fine tune it so we can read it a little bit. It's not exactly the easiest there, but hey, thanks for joining me, everybody. Great to have you here on the show. It was a good Sunday of action there yesterday. Man, Eric Cole did not come through for me there, but man, 90-1, and he made the playoff there. Yeah, I might have put a little bit, might have found my way there a little bit once we got down to heads up yesterday. Got to admit, definitely came in with a pretty good chunk there on Sunday. Made sure I didn't roll on out of there with any money, without any money there yesterday after Cole was in the playoff with Russell Henley. But the golf picks that I had on last week's show, definitely one of the better cards I've had here this season with the golf picks overall, as several of my golfers were able to score big time there on that card. I won't rehash it, bring up the card again, and take a victory lap on it necessarily there. But if you look at the overall success of the card for me here this week, I mean, it had to be close to an A card if we just could have got Cole home, but we did hit Cole top 10, 7-1, Cole top 20 plus 270, hit Ben Griffin top 10 plus 200, hit Smalley top 20 plus 105, and had Russell Henley in there top 20 at minus 140. We lost with Batia, we lost with Yella Miraju, we lost to Cole outright 90-1. Rico Hoey finished tied for 17th, so we did get that top 20 cash for those of you that get paid ties in full there. Most of you probably are playing at books like that if you're playing golf yesterday, playing golf. So this was a winning portfolio for me for sure. I think the bet sizing was good there as well. So hey, we got there with to a certain extent with Cole, and hopefully made some money on that in the end. Hopefully you're with me and you can get my picks every day over at winnable.com/Ramon. This is where you kind of get the free picks from me on a daily basis here as well. You can go over to winnable.com and subscribe over there. You can also subscribe for $19.95 a month and use the promo code STEAM at checkout, and that'll get you up there to 41 cents a day here. Why not try me out for the month of June? Hopefully give you a lot of great picks here on the show. But if you want more picks here that are, a little bit closer to game time, if you will, right? What I do is I try to, have a package that comes out 30 to 60 minutes before some major sporting events. And then you get, more up-to-date pick right after the injuries are announced or anything like that, and you'll get the more picks from me right there. And you may win a chance to get these picks if you comment in the chat box and say hello or make a pick with me here. We'll make sure that you get in the drawing here at the end of the show here. So we'll be able to have the drawing here, I think, today. All right. Want to say hello to the folks here and get the show underway, and maybe we'll be able to recap some of the action here as well on Sunday. And I want to hear from you in the chat here today, and let me know what everybody's on here in this one. But we'll kind of recap the action and see how everyone did here on the morning steam yesterday with our recap. One programming note, I believe we're going to have BB MMA picks will be today here at, I believe we're going for 3 p.m. Eastern and noon Pacific as we preview the fight card this week here from in Las Vegas now. We're at the Apex here this weekend. We're just, can you believe it? We're just 1 week away from the great event at the White House. Here we see the construction, everyone. All those lefties are complaining that it looks ugly with the other I think it looks like an outdoor arena for combat sports. I think it looks absolutely great because I love sports and I love sports in unique venues, and I am in favor on the record of having this event. Make no mistake. You guys make fun of me a lot for my politics here on this show. I want this event to happen. I want it to be spectacular because I love UFC and I want to see it happen here this week. We know it's going to happen here now next week, and we know it's going to happen. But for today, we've got the preview of this week's fight card with welterweights, Bilal Muhammad and Gabriel Bonfim. Welterweights will battle it out here this week as the main event at the Apex here, and we'll be back to regular coverage with the guys here this week on Saturday, June 6th. With that card, we'll also preview a couple of other fights with BB today, so make sure you're here joining me today here on the Sports Money Network. We know we're going to have some other coverage as well today, but if you don't have time, please go back and check out the video there for that one tomorrow. And after it's published here, so we'll have a great show here today and get you ready for the action here. So, all right, let me say hello to the folks here right now and see here. Tennis action underway right now. We've already had some exciting action here with a couple of results real quick. French Open, these games are getting, these matches are getting serious. Kaboli, nice job. Kaboli wins over Savajda. Savajda is obviously going to be a great player here, a good player anyways. A young guy and did a good job here, the American, but lost to Kaboli in 4 sets today. Kaboli advances, and Kalinskaya. Now, I had both of these in my premium picks. I had Savajda plus 7 games. That was a push, I'm afraid. But we did have Kalinskaya over Potapova. Everyone was hot and bothered over Potapova, and why wouldn't we be? But I did go with Kalinskaya there, plus the game spread in this one. And Kalinskaya not only covered the game spread, but won the match outright in a great tiebreak in the 3rd set to advance. Now, Madison Keys is in trouble here. She lost the 1st set, and is trying to come back against Diana Schneider here, the Russian. And right now she's down one set, but she's about to hold her serve here. They're in the second set, but Keys is going to need to come back to win. Meanwhile, French woman Diane Parry is behind Shabalinska here. Shabalinska doing a pretty good job. I did go with Parry plus 3 games, but Shabalinska continues to impress here this week. And Parry here at home, I went with Parry. I had Shabalinska to win that upset, but I thought Parry at home here would be pretty good. But right now, it's a pretty good match, and you can check those matches out going right now. Not a lot of sports today, that's for sure, but we do have enough to keep us occupied here on the overnights. Let me say hello. The fans of the chat's kind of piling up here, and I know we want to get ready for the show, but I want to recap the action too. Cash Kane is here. Good morning here. We're ready to go. Robert's ready to go as well. Andrew K is joining us here in the chat. And how about Tiapo? How about Tiapo today? You know, I didn't put Tiapo on my card here at Sports Money, but it is my high roller boutique selection today. So Stop Geo is here. Good morning to Nuke here today. Oh man, by the way, you know another. So I lost Eric Cole, and I also lost with Switzerland. That my not long shot, but I had a good play on Switzerland there for future. At 7.5 to 1. I know I originally said 9 to 1. That was just a mistake. It was 7.5 to 1. I had Switzerland there. Took them well before the event started, and they lost 1-0. It was a very good game there at the World Championships yesterday, but could not get it done. All right. There, and that's what Woke's joke is scoring there. And I was pulling for Finland too with that card, man. Oh, jeez. All right. And let's see here. Razor's here, ready to go with the show on the channel here. And hey, there's Damon there. Great to see Damon in the chat today, my longtime friend. And anybody doesn't know, I used to deal cards to Damon. He always sit in the 1 seat or the 9 seat. We'd be able to chat during the hands. When watching the World Series of Poker here, Alex Foxen leading the field at the the big Heads Up event here. He won last night. I was watching some WSOP. Hey, everyone, like this video and subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. And I didn't get to a race card yesterday. I think the action knocked me out there with the guys on Saturday, and I never got to my usual card. Plus, there was rain there yesterday at the NASCAR event last night. So my bad on that. And the race ran a little late there. IndyCar, Alex Blue survived a first lap accident and ran away from the pack. It was a road course here this week there in that one. Also, we talk about some of the French Open, with Yannick Sinner going down last week and Novak Djokovic, but also Coco Gauff, Iga Swiatek. Everyone's licking their chops over there right now in Paris to try to come through with a major, with all the top players falling by the wayside. Great match today coming up here at the end of the day at 2:15 Eastern, 11:15 Pacific with Sabalenka and Osaka. Yeah, Sabalenka's a pretty big favorite, but you got Naomi in there. Maybe she can come through here on Monday. So we're looking for sports here today, definitely, but I've got some for you here right now. And we got some steam coming in here right now. Hey, how about it? We've had some steam right this second on the San Francisco Giants in their game against Milwaukee. We know it's been a rough time a little bit for San Francisco, particularly on the road, but the Sharps appear to be on them here as the line is moving currently down to $1.45 or so here at some books. So, hey, if you like your Milwaukee Brewers at maybe a little bit of a discount price. I don't know how much of a discount. They're generally about $1.50 or so, but we're seeing Circa down to -144, Bet Online down to -145 or so here right now. So there is steam that just came in from the line service anyway, saying that the Giants just got steamed here today. All night games here tonight. So we'll be ready to go here for the action here this week. All right, and we're almost ready for U.S. Open action here in June as well. So I'll be, hey, Nick Handy's here. Thank you. Twisted's on keys to come back. Maybe Pari. We got some good matches. Hopefully you're checking those out with me. And Ron was playing some college baseball. Like, so we got some more games of college softball has been good too here as they're getting down in the World Series to the final games as well at the College World Series for the women. Texas and Tennessee in just a couple of hours here too. If you like your SEC teams, this is it. And Alabama will play Texas Tech in the night game tonight. Texas Tech, all about that drama, aren't they? I don't want to say if anybody's got girls out there or have their girls in softball and they've been a little bit of drama, they're having some drama out there with the Texas Tech and Tennessee and the handshake line. But I think it's Texas Tech's problem, actually. But, hey, what can you say? They're in the game with Tennessee. All right, you guys, I know that I'm taking my time here. I was just hoping to get the picks in there from you guys from yesterday and try to review the action here a little bit, as you guys were so kind to come here yesterday and get on the show here with me. So let me see if I can't at least to try to get the results from you guys yesterday from the show and the comments. And then maybe it'll process it for me, and then we'll get going here. Thank you for being patient with me here today. But like I said, we don't have a lot of games here, so I feel just fortunate to have you guys here with me today as we talk sports and sports betting here on June 1st. How about that? Here and some good games yesterday in the major leagues, and also we had some WNBA action here. So let me see if we can't get to it. All right. I think we're ready to go now. I'm through most of the comments there. Zavera there. Let me see here. All right. I think I've got through all the comments. LALB talking about the Knicks series, and what 210 there, the price there. What do you guys think of that one as we get close to we'll preview it there on that day. Let me see if I can't get the scoreboard up here and get started with the show. Twisted's got his plays in there as well for today's tennis. So you get more plays from me over there at winnable.com. I got a few more plays to go here for the action here on Monday. All right. Thanks, everybody, for keeping going. Now, yesterday, the chat all-stars from yesterday here, we had Blake with 5 winners, Robert with 5 winners, 9 Legacy had 4 winners, Kane had 4 winners, Ron Borkman had 3 winners, Terrell had a couple of winners. Strongest plays of the day for the group were the Orioles there, as they were winners 9-5 yesterday over Toronto. I had the Orioles here on the show. Blake, Kane, and Ron all had them yesterday. Nationals first 5. You guys were hot in that one, if I'm not mistaken. I had the Nationals there over the Padres, but I think you guys rolled with them, right? In that one, I know that Blake, Kane, Robert, Trevor were all talking about the Nationals yesterday. Kane also on the White Sox yesterday. How about it in their win over the Tigers? And they keep going. Brewers in the run line for Robert as they won 2-0. Rangers money line. Blake was on that one as Texas beat Kansas City 6-3. Cardinals got the win late night. Robert was on them there yesterday. I was on them too here on the Morning Steam. Also, Mariners 9 Legacy as Seattle won over the Mets in extra innings in that one. there. So those were some of our winners, and I think Blake had. I know we had some winners and some losers. It definitely was not way over 500, but Blake had those winners yesterday. I think he was a big winner, and the AI said that Robert had the sharpest winner of the day with the Brewers there yesterday. So Blake, Robert, and Kane probably with a featured cappers here yesterday, if I can say that. And all right, LALV here. Oh, look at this. Nuke is ready to go in the CFL here this week with the exhibition season wrapped up. And man, we got some great games here this week to open the season, of course. Montreal and Hamilton on Thursday night, Winnipeg and Calgary on Friday, Edmonton and Ottawa on Saturday there. So we got exciting CFL action ready to go. Okay, I don't think anybody wants to hear me talk anymore here. One WNBA game there yesterday, and it was Las Vegas handling Golden State. But we did have the over as our pick on the show, and it went over by a couple of points. Okay, I think we're ready to start, you guys. I'm sorry about that. We got a couple dozen of you in here right now, and let me try to go to the action here today. Whoops. Uh-oh. As we get started here with the show, and I hope I can get it right here because I want to bring up the graphic, but I probably don't have it right here. Let me see what we got. I'm going to have to work on getting a shell for a graphic to go here in this one. Oh, that was pleasant, huh? On a Monday morning. Uh-oh. Here we go. Oh, man, those numbers came out a little small. They might look good on the big screen, so hopefully you can read all that. At least the teams are out there. The lines are kind of accurate here today, but where am I? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, man, this isn't great. I think I can maybe pull a razor here and adjust this a little bit, possibly. Let me see if I can at least fix myself up over here. That's not great, but it'll have to do. All right, not great, but it'll have to do here right now, and I think that works at least for here. So I got the baseball games. We got 9 games up there, and we got the WNBA. So all right, I think I'm willing to work with this. And, yeah, the numbers are a little tough to read there, and they duplicated some information there a little bit. I don't have the spread of the over-under records like I like, but, oh, well, I'll get it right next time. The WNBA portion came out really – I should have checked it. I really just set it off, and then I came on the air. So let's get started with the show and get to these previews here. All right. Okay, Ron has it on a TV, so it looks great, but yeah, a little busy on there, but that'll work. Let's get started with the coverage here today, shall we? We only got the limited game, so I'll make sure I'm not taking up too much time. Here we go. Let's get started here with the baseball action for a Monday, and we got the Tigers taking on the Ray. What is it, the Stingray? Is it the Ray J? Let me fix that real quick. There we go. Tigers and the Rays today here on a Monday as we get some new series started here this week. We've got for the Tigers here, this is Ty Madden, a 2.38 ERA, 0.79 WHIP so far. Not too much action here for Madden. So far this season, he's up against Griffin Jacks, 3.6 ERA and a 1-3 record. Jacks has been a serious part of this Rays rotation. The Tigers have lost 4 in a row coming into this one. Rays, meanwhile, did take two here this weekend in their series against the Angels at home. The Angels did club them one day, but Rays kind of got back on track, and they're actually having probably their little funkiest series here, if you will, right now this season. Meanwhile, for the Tigers, it just continues to be dismal on the road. They're winning just 25% of their games on the road. They're also 7-18 as an underdog. Rays are 21-6 at home, 23-11 as a favorite. They're also 20-7 at home on the run line. Are the are the Tampa Bay Rays on the run line. Meanwhile, Detroit 11-21 on the run line on the road, albeit they are 13-12 on the run line as an underdog, but Tampa Bay 21-13 on the run line as a favorite here. So see the line up there on the screen, $1.75. I don't think I have it that high. I'm showing here, well, you know what? Yeah, some of the books are $1.80 or so here right now, but the sharp books are about $1.70 or lower. So I think the line that I have up there might be a little light, but maybe we could just leave it as such here and talk about the game anyway. And let me know what you guys have in this one today between the Tigers here on the road taking on the Rays on a Monday. Tampa sure is hard to fade at home, right? With Detroit 1-8 in their last 9 road games, and the Rays, they've really made this a beautiful trip back home this season, but I don't know, the Griffin Jacks, he does have some shaky walk numbers, and he does put some guys on base. Tampa bullpen has been a little bit hittable here of late. It feels like Detroit has a few bats, too, in this lineup that actually have had some contact, if you will, against Griffin Jacks here. So we'll see how that works out, but definitely have some guys in this lineup. Torkelson, 5 for 10 with a home run against Griffin Jacks in this lineup today. That kind of stands out there for sure as a guy who might be able to hit old Griffin Jacks here. So let me go to the chat and see what you have here. We're just getting started right now. Also, not only that, but you got Carpenter 2 for 5 with a home run. Riley Green 3 for 7 with a double in there as well. So McKinstry even has a hit up there. So Ty Madden, not too much experience, but we'll see what happens. Let's go to your guys' plays here in this one. Then I'll make the call. Said Mullins is 2 for 3 with a home run off of Ty Madden. Okay, let's go to the comments here right now and see what the chat all-stars have to say. And let's see what we got. Rays first 5 here for Cash Kane. He's going to lay the half a run. And Terrell Roberts on the over here. And I think Nuke is going to take the Rays here in this one on the run line. 9 Legacy on the Tigers here. Also, Twisted likes over. Are the Rays, I don't know if they're quite back to form yet, Terrell. I think we can assume they're going to get back to form. And, yeah, they did win the last series. But, I mean, I think they're pretty much, I don't know, they just kind of 500 here of late. But Detroit's lost 7 of their last 10. They're a bunch of this has been a big disappointment, we know, for Detroit. Twisted's here is going to bless us with some stats here right now. And Ron Borquin likes the over here in this one. And, yeah, Jackson's numbers aren't great. We know Madden. Maybe Madden should change his name to what's the name of the baseball video game we all used to play that's still 2K, something like that. But I'm kind of thinking over 2 here in this one. I'm going to try the over in this one today between Detroit and Tampa Bay. It's going to be my play here to get us started on the morning steam. I'll go over the 7.5. All right, next big game up here now. The Marlins are on the road taking on the Nationals. Well, you've got Sandy Alcantara. Why does Sandy's numbers just keep going up and up and up right now? It seems like he's just having not as good a starts as he was earlier in the season. Maybe this is the Alcantara that we're going to get for the rest of his career. 4.7 ERA and a 3-4 record right now for Cade Cavalli. He's got better numbers than Sandy. 3.62 ERA and a 3-3 record here. The Marlins are mired in a losing streak right now. Meanwhile, Washington, they did wrap up a pretty nice weekend there by beating my Padres in 2 out of 3. Hey, I was on the Nationals yesterday. But Cavalli's been pretty okay, pretty solid here for sure. Hopefully, you see some of the numbers there 3.62 ERA overall right there. And Marlins terrible on the road. Another situation where these road teams, they're not turning around anytime soon, it feels like. Marlins 8-19 on the road this season, 6-22 as an underdog. Now Washington, uh, interesting, kind of like St. Louis. Washington's 2 games over 500 this season, and they're 31-29. Right? They're only favored here for the 4th time this season. To me, that says they're totally underrated. Right? Now, okay, maybe they're playing in a tougher division. You got to play the Mets, you got to play the Phillies, and all these teams, but. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. Washington 12-17 at home here this season. Not great. And in those games they were favored, just 1-2 overall. I mentioned that steam that, I mentioned the move here. Let's see, 140 and 8.5. Yeah, that's about the line here currently as well. So maybe we could just go to the chat here in this one and see what you guys have. Washington probably in better form here than Miami slightly. Miami's losing streak is at 5 games right now. Cavalli pretty good on the strikeouts. I think he's definitely the hard to say it, but better option here right now than Sandy. And we'll see here. Let me go to the chat here. But both clubs have kind of been trending over for sure right now. I mean, look at this. This has been the incredible stat with these two teams, right? Miami is 21-4 to the over as an underdog and 19-5 to the over on the road. Meanwhile, for Washington here, 19-8 to the over at home, and we mentioned those 3 games that they're favored this year. They were over in all 3 of them. How do you not take the over here in this one with Miami and Washington? Let's see what you guys have, though. Maybe, could be that Cavalli pitches well. Could be that Sandy has a better performance. Okay, let's see what we got from the chat pros there. Okay. And we're going to change Madden's name to MLB 2K. All right. Twisted, though, does like the under. Blake likes the Nats here. 9 legacies on the Nats on the run line. Twisted said, looks like Washington here, close to a 60% chance, $1.50 or so there in that one, which kind of falls in line. And I think that's it from the chat pros here in this one. So, you know what? I really like that over. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the Nationals in the first 5, I think, for my play here in this one. And maybe I need to save that over. Maybe I need a premium out there today. But I'll try the Nationals, I think, in the first 5 might be the best solution here for me in this one. For Washington, they are in the first 5 at -0.5 at even, and that's what I'm going to take them at today. Give me the Nats to win the first 5 at even money. Next up, the Royals are on the road taking on the Reds. Ooh, look at that. The Reds are over a $2 favorite. Well, we know why. Chase Burns has been terrific. Now, look, there's some other pitchers doing some damage here in the American League, but in the National League, but you certainly have to put Chase Burns up there right now amongst the Cy Young candidates here in the National League with these numbers: 1.95 ERA, 7-1 record, and you're playing for the Reds. Don't forget. Now, Reds are still looking okay, 30-28 overall. They're not terrible, so I don't mean to bash on them too much here. But, man, you got to think here that Burnsy here in this one against Luinder Avila. Avila with a 5 ERA and a 1.83 record. This Royals pitching here, when you're going on the road like the Royals right now, and you're one of those, we just talked about all these crummy road teams so far with these first 2 games. Here are the Royals, 7-20 on the road, 9-21 as a dog. Cincinnati, 11-7 as a favorite. Now with this line, you certainly got to look at the run line, but you do have Cincinnati here, 11-7 is a run line favorite, and the Royals are 8-19 on the run line on the road, and 11-19 on the run line as an underdog. So it does not seem like a great matchup here. It's baseball. Anything could happen, but these numbers say the Reds have a strong advantage here today. Is it just the right price? Can you get behind this price a little bit? This is easily the biggest mismatch, I think, on the pitching board today. Kansas City's got this road losing streak, not to mention a pretty weak bullpen. And I think the Reds here should be able to get there. I might try another first five here, I think, with the Reds. I think they'll be able to get off to a hot start with Burns mowing them down in this one. Now, I don't know. The Reds might be able to get to these guys here a little bit. You have an 8.5 total in this ballpark. Avila's got certainly issues putting guys on base with his whip here right now, 1.83, as I said. So I think even the Reds here at home, I mean, Kansas City very weak on the road. I'm going to take the Reds here in the first five with Chase Burns. Why not? He's been awesome. Now, I do have to lay one run here in the first five at minus $1.10, but I'm going to do that here in this one. Give me the Reds first five on the run line, -1 at -110. Go to the chat all-stars here for this one. LALV likes the over. Terrell said the Nats will break loose today after leaving so many on base. They won yesterday, Terrell. Come on. Twisted said, talking about that game with the Marlins and the Nats, I might be a little behind you guys here. Reds run line for Woke is joke. And Ron Borquin says, take the Reds on the run line. Twisted's on the Reds on this run line. And LALV, I think that means he likes Alcantara to get his 17 outs there in that other game. So let's see here. Blake is on the under here. I think also this might be Sabali. I think he means Cavalli. I think he means Cavalli there in that one because Sabali's not in there today. So I think these are LALB saying that these guys will get. I don't know if he's just giving us the lines, but I think he's saying these guys will get to their out propositions today. Let me know, LALB, if I got that right. All right, Robert's going on the under here in this one. And 9 legacies on the Royals on the money line here. And can't get the Reds at too good of a price here right now. All right, I guess that's going to do it. I'll try here the Reds on the first five at -1 run. Next up, the Giants are at the Brewers here, and you've got Landon Roop going here for the Giants. And now here come the Brewers with another different pitcher here to start today. This is Shane Drohan. He is in the rotation at this point right now because of the Brewers and a few injuries here. And, I feel it's weird because I was saying, I know I've made this point here on the last for the shows for a week or two. The Brewers were throwing out some great pitchers out there, last year. And, they've made some moves and everything. They're still doing great. But it's almost like, where did all those good pitchers go? I know we've got a few. I mean, I'm not talking about the Miz or anything like that. But there's injuries here with this Milwaukee staff. But they're still one of the best teams in the league here right now. I mean, you look at this. Okay, Dodgers are great. They're going to win the whole thing. But, Milwaukee 35-21 right now. That is nothing to sneeze at here. 56 games, basically a third of the way into the season. They're already 14 games over 500. Meanwhile, the Giants, at least they won yesterday because it's been a pretty dismal situation here. But, they beat up on Colorado, scored 19 runs, and all that does is pile on your overall statistics to make you look a little bit better. You can't take it with you, take them with you, or take the runs with you. The Giants are still a dismal 11-20 on the road this season. Milwaukee, meanwhile, 19-11 at home. Just terrific here right now. And a little bit of a favorite here. Obviously, I would almost side with the the pitching situation with Roop here. Now, Drohan is, like I said, 2.63 ERA and a 2-1 record and a 1.1 whip, but doesn't quite have the experience here. Not that Roop is tremendously experienced, but Roop's been good, 3.3 ERA and a 1.8 whip. So I don't know. I think these guys might be off to a pretty decent start here. Let me go under in the first 5 between the Giants and the Brewers as my play here. I'm going to take another first. I've been doing good on first 5s on this show, so I'll keep it going a little bit and take the under in the first 5 here at 4 runs. Let's go to the chat here right now and see what you guys have to say in this one with the Giants and the Brewers. We know Milwaukee's better. We know they have a bullpen edge, but Roop does have a pretty good strikeout rate, and so I don't know if anybody's going to be involved too much in that. Maybe in this run line, the line's kind of like right on the border there a little bit, right? I think you guys know the way I roll in these. I don't like to go over, on a money line play here on the show. Once we get up to $1.40, $1.50, I start to either say I want to go the run line, or maybe I'll look at something else because, hey, we're not here about laying $1.50 here on the show necessarily, but maybe Roop against Drohan does tighten this up a little bit. San Francisco's got to find something against somebody right now to try to get going, because they're going to end up they're battling with the big series with Colorado. Colorado did win the series, although Giants got that last game there. Colorado did win the first 2, the first 3, first 2 over the weekend, 8-6 and 8-3. Before yesterday was 19-6. By the way, so hey, Milwaukee's unders keep cashing right now repeatedly at home. No doubt about that. So, like I said, I'll take first 5 here, but this could be tightly contested. Let's see what the chat pros, the chat all-stars say. Ron likes, this was the other game there. Reds 4 or 5-1. Terrell is on the under here in this one. And let's see, Twisted, I might be a little behind here. Twisted's got those stats here. He does such a good job there putting those stats in, but oh man, I gotta talk slower or something. Nobody, I don't know if that's a case here. Okay. Oh, projected outs. Okay, so I don't know what the lines are, so I'll just show LALB's numbers, and I don't know if they're over or under, so you have to compare it to your line. Robert here on the under here in this one, and Blake also here. He is going under in this one there. Okay. Hello to Chicago Joe here today. And look there. Look at Terrell says, hey, the Giants have scored 5 or plus runs in 15 of the last 16. No, come on. Really? Has the pitching been that bad? Right? No, that the Giants have scored 5 plus runs. No, right? Okay, let's see. On Saturday, they lost 8-3, right? Wasn't it? 8-3. And then on May 27th there, they lost 3-2 to Arizona. Yeah, I gotcha. But they've been scoring some runs, huh? Wow. Okay, LALB liking the under there. Twisted is talking about Drohan here. He is an opener, I think, right? But he has to go a little bit longer, right? Because this Brewers pitching staff, is he a 1-inning opener? I don't know if he is. I mean, I think they need him to go longer. Now, we know that sometimes these guys don't, they just can't go too long because of their, the way they train their arm a little bit to come in and deal here in this one. But I don't know what else they can do here in this game. I mean, you have Drohan opening. Tomorrow's Harrison, then Crow, then Sproat, then The Miz. So he's a part of this rotation. Now, I imagine the bullpen for Milwaukee is well clear. Nobody pitched yesterday. Well, I mean, I say Uribe and McGill definitely both got in the game. So I imagine they could go back-to-back here. But like I said, other than that, everybody in the bullpen pretty much ready to go. Chad Patrick is probably one of the guys there that you probably would see if he's going to be an opener here, if we got an opener here in this one, I think. But Probably could have Woodford. Jastrzynski just came off the injured list here, I believe, yesterday, so he could go in there as well. Like I said, it doesn't almost matter with the Brewers sometimes. These guys are having an awesome season. Nine Legacy, though, does like San Francisco in this one, and Twisted likes the under. Bar likes the Brewers on the run line. Here, Ron loving those stats from Twisted there. And let's see here. Also, woke his joke, the Nerfy in this one. And let's see here. They do need him to go as long as they can. They need him to go as long as they can, Twisted. All right. I'll just go under in the first 5. Let's keep it moving here right now on the morning steam. We only got 7 games. I'm taking forever, but I'm lonely out here. And man, Diana Schneider just blitzing Keys here. Good thing I didn't give that one out publicly. I bet on Keys here. Wasn't a big, I wasn't sure. Didn't send anything out. Just went 41 on Keys, but looks like Snyder going to get the win over there. And Chabalinska is in a good one with Perry. They're in the second set, but they're on serve. But Perry down a set. All right, we'll keep it moving here. Let's go to the next one. Hey, look at this. This is not a bad matchup here right now with the White Sox and the Twins. Now, look, the Twins have had to be fair, the Twins are struggling here in a big slump. But you've got the governor, Joe Ryan, going here in this one. And he's a pretty substantial favorite here, considering how strong the White Sox have been. The White Sox are the team on the winning streak right now. The Twins are on the losing streak. So how are you really going to trust Ryan here at this price? Yeah, he's been strong. 2.93 ERA and a 3-3 record and a .93 whip. You're getting peak Ryan here right now. It's just that the Twins they suck. White Sox, meanwhile, are hot. We were on Sandlin last game. He got that win. He's got a 1.5 ERA and a .17 whip. He was off the charts actually last game. Didn't go that deep, but he's not quite established here yet. Still, this White Sox team has been so hot, man. They're 5 games over 500 right now. They're one of the funnest teams in the league. Meanwhile, the Twins are in a slumpy slump. And what can you do about it here right now? Minnesota does have the strongest starter in Ryan. The White Sox are the harder team. And the White Sox have also dominated this head-to-head here of late, right? I think it's been White Sox when these two teams have played here over the last several meetings right now with these two division foes. The White Sox have won 9 of their last 10 games against Minnesota and 5 of the last 6 here in Minneapolis. So, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that's pretty dominant, especially when you consider that the White Sox, we know they haven't been great. And, well, Minnesota hasn't been off the charts necessarily. Now, they have met already this season in a 4-game set, and the White Sox did win it 3-1. In fact, it was just about 10 days ago that they played that 3-game set. They actually dominated that series there. So let's see what you got here in this one. But, man, the White Sox are looking sharp. But you got to go against Joe Ryan. So a little bit tricky here maybe. Let's see what you got. All right. And let's go to it. You got Blake here. He's on the under here in this one. Final. And you've got Cash Kane here. He's on the Twins on the money line. Kane also likes Ryan's K's to go over in this one. Terrell, he's our Chicago correspondent. He says that these guys are not any fluke here right now. I want to mention one thing here real quick. Some steam has just come in the background on the Kansas City Royals. Right now, the steam on Kansas City here on a Monday. Remember, the Reds were a $2 favorite. Well, they're down to $1.85 here at some joints right now. Just a subtle move, but it's on Kansas City here. The sharp books mostly. Kansas City just took the steam All right. 9 legacy on the Twins on the run line. And Ron says, the Twins might win this game because they got Ryan and they're trying to break this losing streak. But why the big price, right? In a situation like this, do people just automatically see, um, right? They automatically see it and they go, hey, Ryan's pitching, go with the Twins. But and Sandlin, like I said, doesn't have the experience. And Robert here is on the under. Razor says, when is the show? It's at 3 p.m. Eastern and noon today. Hopefully, Razor, that's okay. Let me know if we can put it on there. I have programmed it in there, I think. So hopefully it's in there. And if we have to farm it out here and bring it back in a video form, let me know. Don't want to overlap. I don't know what I want to know, Razor, the coverage of our. I know we're on, pretty much every day horse racing, but which days we have posting and things like that. Here, I know we got the Monday racing card here today, so we're not totally loaded up, but I know we've got parks. I know we've got our Monday tracks today. I'd imagine, what, Louisiana Downs, maybe Finger Lakes, who knows what. I should know better. Mountaineer, though, I know Monday night can have some Mountaineer to bet on maybe tonight. All right. And Murakama is out here right now with an injury, no doubt about it. So that's definitely going to be a blow here. White Sox 4th in the league in home runs, although Murakami does contribute to a lot of that, and he's out today with an injury. And Twist is going to like the Twins here. He doesn't mind that big price there on them. And Buxton for a home run. What's his status, though, too? Doesn't he have an injury designation here right now for the game today, Kane? Let me see if I got that. Buxton right now questionable today for Buxton. I'm showing questionable, but I think he's going to be in there. We'll see. Twisted leaning over. Barr is on the under. Madison Keys goes down. There's $40 I'll never get back. And Sox can take it here, says Terrell. So, all right, I got to like the Sox here. The run line, man, the run line's pretty expensive here, but I'm going to take him on the run line at plus 1.5 at minus $1.50. I'm going to do that today. Take the White Sox on the run line because we'll see. I'm sure Ryan can have still a pretty good start. Let's keep it moving here on the morning steam. Thanks to everyone joining me today. And Twins run line. Oh, wait, yeah. So Twisted on the deal. Take them on the run line here. Ox5. Good to see Ox5 in the chat. Next up, the Rangers are going here against the Cardinals. Hey, this might be the pitching matchup of the day right here with Jake DeGrom going up against Michael McGreevy. Wow. For DeGrom, obviously strong numbers here right now. DeGrom, 3.77 ERA, 3-4 record, 101 whip more likely. The ERA is not great, but when you got a 101 whip, you're still looking pretty good here. Meanwhile, for McGreevy, he's been real sharp. 2.99 ERA and a 109 whip. Been real solid here for these Cardinals, and the Cardinals have been terrific here, obviously, this season. They're an underdog here in this one, and you got Texas, look, I'm not saying they're a slugging team or better on the road or anything like that, but they've won 3 in a row here right now. A little bit of a good streak for Texas because they've definitely been inconsistent, but they're able to beat up Kansas City. Baseball has their problems, and we know that there's a huge story in the background of this whole thing, especially starting to heat up right now with the salary cap and all that. And you see all these crappy teams, these small market teams are falling by the wayside. Gonna have to fix this. I mean, these teams are not going to be competitive, and that's just going to, drive people away from the game. So big story. Let's see how it unfolds. So doesn't relate to this game necessarily. Can't stay still. Lost 3 in a row to Texas over the weekend. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they did win that series over those Cubs. 2-1. Had some great pitching there yesterday in Sunday Night Baseball with Liberatore, and they were able to get it done. Hey, I was on the Cardinals here on the show yesterday, calling for an under pretty much. Texas 13-18 on the road this season. Meanwhile, Cardinals have dropped 7 of their last 10 games right now. Yes, DeGrom has the edge, I'm sure, here over McGreevy to a certain extent, but I don't know, with McGreevy at home, I'd probably see a pretty decent game between these two teams here. I got to take the Cards in this one. I'm taking the Cards here at even money or so. I think what it says here, maybe plus 105 right now. I like the Cardinals in this one for sure. Let's see what you guys have in the chat. And Woke's Joke is going under. Blake is on Texas money line. Cardinals run line here for Barr. And you see some of the stats for DeGrom there. Gains like in the under here in this one. And McGreevy right now. It's good numbers for McGreevy, isn't he? I mean, been real solid here. The Cardinals coming up with one. 9 legacy on the Rangers on the run line. Roberts liking the under here in this one. And Cash Kane here likes Gorman to hit a home run today. All right, I'm taking the Cards in this one. Next up, oh man, we got a good one here. Not. Rockies and Angels here. And, you know, look, I'm not making fun of the game here, but I might be making fun of the line in this one. Now, look, this is a tough for me because I do think that Soriano's numbers, while they might be a little bit, I mean, the numbers are what they are. But, yeah, maybe he's pitched a little bit over his head. We know Soriano's, has the ability, the history a little bit that he can be very, very strong. And he's obviously proven it this year with great numbers. And you're going up against Freeland, who has an 8 ERA. And a 1-6 record. But Soriano, 2.65 ERA, 1.5 whip. He's been good, but do you trust the Angels to get a run line win over the Rockies? Look, I guess if you just wiped out the pitching names, you'd never want to lay 210 with the Angels, right? I mean, who in their right mind would do something like that? But, Rockies are looking pretty bad. The Angels here, maybe they could get over on them a little bit. Let's see what you have in the chat. Maybe you guys can see through this better than I can. I think you'd have to just try to fade Kyle Freeland and, maybe lay this run line. I don't know. I mean, you really trust the Angels to lay a run line at this price? Would you really ever want to play? I still might do it. I got to pick something, and I don't know if this is a good spot for the Rockies here necessarily. Now, the Angels' bullpen is, pretty bad. So Soriano is going to have to really pitch well, and Freeland gives the Angels a real strong chance to put up some runs, no doubt. Now, Colorado here, pretty decent weekend in San Francisco. We'll try to erase the fact that they lost 19-6. It was actually that wasn't a close game, but the Giants scored in every inning but one yesterday, so it kind of exposed them there for sure. But then Chabalinska defeats Diane Perry here right now. I go down to defeat in that one. Chabalinska is one of the stories here of the tournament for the Polish player here. Great job, and she's advanced here. Great job, Chabalinska. All right, let's go to the chat here, this game right now, and see what you guys have here. We've got Twisted on the Angels on the run line. Var likes him on. He'll take him on that money line. Cash Kane says Trouty here to get a home run and the Angels on the run line. Also, Robert here is on the under in this one.
Critical notice.
And let's see here. Ron says laying the Angels on the run line does sound a little dangerous. Yeah, it isn't so much that, right, Ron? But when you throw in minus a little bit of minus, I think the Angels are actually minus 105 on the run line. I mean, it's almost uncalled for. I'm probably going to take them here just on the show. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Angels run line, but only as a free play. Hey, I do bet these games, but the free play does not get the attention here as some of these others. Give me the Angels on the run line today at minus $1.05. Oh. I don't want the Rocks against Soriano. Blake says he'll lay 2 runs. He don't care. And Cash Kane says scared money don't make no money. That's what they say in Las Vegas. They say more in Reno than Las Vegas. All right. Let's do a couple more games here on the show. We'll do the WNBA today. Thank you for joining me here. We're only going to be here, an hour or so, a little over an hour. All right. Dodgers and Diamondbacks here in this one. And you've got, Dodgers favorite. I get it. And, the Diamondbacks for a while, they kind of, had some success against the Dodgers. Now, Dodgers have already swept them here this year. But, I'm kind of an Eduardo guy. 2.31 ERA right now coming in, a 5-1 record here for the Dodgers. Emmett Sheehan, he's got double the ERA that Rodriguez does, 4.7 overall. 3-1 record here. Dodgers had a pretty good weekend overall as they were able to beat the Phillies in 2 of the 3 games. Dodgers here, 18-10 on the road. They won 8 of 10. Arizona, not a great underdog. They're 18-10 at home, but 13-19 as a dog here. Arizona is 20-12 as a run line underdog. Dodgers are, a decent run line favorite. 17-11 on the run line on the road. I think they've been favored on the road every game but one. So basically, even better than that, right? 17-10 as a run line favorite on the road for the Dodgers here. But I'm kind of an Eduardo guy. I think, like I said, I've been riding with Arizona, and look at us now, 4 games over 500 here for the D-backs. So. Yes, that's not great, but they've done a nice job to kind of come back here and get, unfortunately, kind of get into, catching up to my Padres here, if you will. And I didn't say I was calling it here necessarily. Right now, the Padres are still ahead of Arizona by a game, I think, in the standings. But it's those 3 teams, not just it's actually the Padres and the Diamondbacks battling out for second place here. Now, the wild card is going to end up turning to be pretty awesome here. I know we're only a third of the way into the season, but we'll see what happens with that. Let's go to the chat and see what you have here in this one with the Dodgers taking on the Diamondbacks here. So, the Dodgers are rolling. They've owned the matchup of late. It used to be Arizona kind of gave them a little bit of a tough time, particularly in Arizona, but Rodriguez is in very good form. Both teams have been going under here recently. Dodgers under in 7 of 10. Arizona under in 6 of 9. Arizona does have a tendency to go over a little bit as a dog, but let me go to the chat here. The comments are piling up here. I think Barr's going to take the over here in this one. Oh, man, I don't know. Let's see here. Cash Kane says D-backs money line. Take the strikeouts under there for Cash Kane. And Blake is on the Diamondbacks on the run line. And Johnny here, he says, let's see. Oh boy, I hope I get this right. Johnny Walker, hello, Johnny. Angels 3-way money line first inning plus 235. Woo! Don't try.
Critical
Hey,
notice.
you find me another capper that can dissect that little bet there real fast like that. All right. Thunder Strauss, he loves sports. Not only are we talking sports here, Thunder Strauss, we're betting on sports. All right, Twisted here with those numbers. And Bobby Mack is on the Dodgers here on the run line. He said, this is a chance to kind of take him at a little bit of a discount here, maybe. Robert also liking the over here in this one. And Twisted will take the Diamondbacks on the run line at plus 1.5. All right. Hey, I like Eduardo to get off to a good start here. Dodgers are great. We know that. But I'm going to take Arizona in the first 5 here at plus 0.5 run at minus $1.15. All right, let's keep it moving here right now on the morning steam to our last game here with the Mets taking on the Mariners. Got not Will Warren, not Ty Warren, not Adam Warren. This is Austin Warren for the Mets here. 1.4 ERA, 1.19 WHIP here in this one for Austin Warren and the Mets. So we'll see the Mets here having to reach into their bag a little bit here for Warren to be the starter in this one right now. The poor Mets, we made fun of them a little bit, but now you got Clay Holmes injured here at this point, right? That's a problem, as well as the injuries kind of pile up here. So I don't even know if the Mets know what they're doing. I don't even know who's going to start tomorrow's game for the Mets. Sean Manaea could end up here, I think, in the rotation for the Mets. So this is bad. They've done a terrible job. Yes, they've got McLean. What can you say? And Freddie. I guess Freddie too, and Christian Scott. But other than that, now they're going to be down here to Manaea, guys like Austin Warren in here. So it's definitely collapsing a little bit here already. I mean, if it hasn't already on these Mets. Now they have won 4 in a row, so they're definitely doing a little something here, heating up right now. It was a good weekend against Miami, but that was Miami. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they're officially hot. Big winning streak here. Now they're 2 games over 500. They had a great weekend series there with Arizona after coming off playing the Braves as well. I mean, the A's as well. So they've won 8 of 10 coming in here right now for these M's. So, look, Emerson Hancock, pretty good here. We'll see how Warren does. He might be able to have a decent outing here in this one, but man, I might take another first 5. If I win all these first 5s, I might just have a first 5 show from here on out. But, with limited games today, I'm kind of going to be all over this board. But with the Mariners at minus 0.5 at minus 105 here right now, I think I got to try the Mariners in the first 5 against the Mets here today. Give them to me here to win the first 5 at minus 0.5 run. In this one, I mean, look, Seattle's got 6 straight wins. They've been playing pretty darn well at home, especially of late. The Mets are one of those teams, right? 11-18 on the road, 5-12 as an underdog here this season. So, I know we're in T-Mobile, so you're probably thinking maybe you're thinking under. I don't know. Maybe you're thinking over with Warren in there. But just note that the Mets are 9-20 to the under on the road and 5-11 to the under as an underdog. So let's go to the chat and see here the last game. And we've got here Blake is on the Seattle first 5 on the run line there. Blake's taking it. All right, for Twisted here, he's run those numbers by us here. Robert does like the over after all in that one. Okay,
Critical notice.
Also here, let's see, Roberts on the Mets on the money line to get it done. Look, maybe if anything, you're getting the Mets here. At least they're heating up finally, and you're getting them at a little bit of a discount maybe here. Okay. And good to see Twisted in the chat. Thank you, Twisted, for everything. Oh, of course, Twisted is in the chat. He was saying goodbye. I'm thinking he's just like, Twisted, thank you for all the info. Bar is on the over here, and I think so is Twisted. And Terrell says Soto got those big numbers against Seattle. Wow, Soto. We are actually seeing some movement on this game. I don't think it's officially a steam move yet, but I'll tell you this, the line is not what it says there at Seattle minus $1.40. You are getting the Mariners at the discount today. I am showing it down here to $1.26 at Circa, $1.34 at Bovada, $1.25 at Bet Online. I gotta change the graphic at least for a couple of seconds here, because there obviously has been a move here. I'll do $1.30, but it feels like it's even lower than that right now in this one with the Mets and the Mariners. Wow. Move on the Mets. I guess maybe that was Robert hitting it. All right, I guess I'm taking the first 5 there in that one, and that's it for baseball. Thanks a lot, everybody. Now, there are 2 games there in the WNBA there at the bottom. The Commissioner's Cup getting underway here this week, and you've got the Storm taking on the Wings here in game number 1. I don't know if the TV's info is right over there, but we'll fix it.
Critical notice.
And you heard the breaking news there. They're talking about Serena coming back and playing in a doubles tournament here next week. She'll make her return to tennis. Both the Williams sisters have kind of said that it feels like Venus talked about it. They want to just get their insurance. They want to get their health insurance together. These ladies, I don't know if that's a total here, but Serena expected to make a return here in a doubles event. Here, that was the ESPN. You might have heard the tease there a little bit. So we'll see. See Serena. I mean, she's obviously can be in, I would imagine, terrific shape, or Serena shape, if you know what I mean, right? Okay, let's get to the W. Thanks everybody here, and they're already popping off with the picks over there. Let me get to them here. Like I said, the Commissioner's Cup here. In each conference they do have a certain number of games this year. I think it's 7 in one conference and 6 in the others. At the Eastern Conference is 7 games, and the Western Conference is 6. I'll get it here quickly, but you see there the Storm taking on the Wings, 12.5 and 168.5 here in this first matchup here tonight in the Commissioner's Cup. So let me preview those games here with you a little bit. Storm and the Wings. Dallas is starting to heat up here a little bit. They've won 4 of their last 5 after a slow start, and they've covered 4 out of their last 5. In fact, I'd say that's pretty good here all of a sudden. They're 5-3. Seattle's 3-6. They're struggling a little bit, and the Storm has been competitive defensively, and against they played a slower tempo than Dallas prefers, that's for sure. The Wings are being asked to cover a pretty big number, and Seattle has always done well in this matchup. They've won 7 of the last 8 meetings between the two, but we know that Seattle is a pretty big downgrade here this year. Road teams covered 3 of the last 4 meetings between the two. Seattle really getting 12.5 points here in the WNBA isn't necessarily the worst situation to be in for bettors right now, but Dallas is starting to pick it up. I think the thing is about it is no one was really expecting Dallas to be a yes, they were expected, I think, to be much improved here this season, but I don't know if anybody was thinking that even with Aziz that
Critical
they were going to
notice.
be dramatically improved. But right now, I'd have to give it to them a little bit. Dallas does have a tendency to play closer games than we expected when they're laying significant points.
Critical notice.
Beckers has been outstanding. We know that, but Seattle does still have a veteran backcourt. If you think about the lineup that they're going to be sending out there, I mean. The one thing that Seattle does have, yes, they're 3-6. It's not good here right now. Losers of 2 in a row here. They dropped games to Toronto and Washington, but they're 3-4 ATS as a dog. And Seattle, though, with that, with Heidemann back there, Jade Melbourne back there, they are missing Malonga. They're missing Easy Magbagor here a little bit. So now, look, Seattle plays good defense in that backcourt. When you got Heidemann and you've got Jade Melbourne, you're going to be able to slow some guards down, that's for sure, even if it is Beckers and Enrique. So let me go to the chat here. You guys have anything in this one? Let me know. I'm taking the under in this one with Seattle and Dallas. Give me the under for sure. I think that's a stronger play. Seattle's gone under in 6 of their last 7. Dallas has gone under in 5 of their last 7. The under is cashed in 6 consecutive meetings between these two teams. So, there's been some changes here a little bit. Seattle, though, averaging just 78.7 points per game, has struggled offensively on the road. Now Dallas could easily overwhelm the Storm if they get their pace, if they get that transition game. But I think this one's going to be probably under 165 points. Let's go to the chat here in this one. And let's see here. You got a VAR here. Okay, and let's see. Cerundolo match has started against Berrettini. I did not send anything out. I just put a small play in. I took Berrettini there. I think 40 to win 25. Just gonna like him a little bit. So, and woke his joke. Yeah, it looks like tough for Bauer. It does look like there's a little bit of a unwritten rule here that no team is going to sign him. You'd think in Major League Baseball that money rules the roost, but just too much baggage. You just can't take it. Now, look, I think we all agree that the story. I don't know if we all agree. Okay, depends what you're into. All right, it depends what you're in, but it's just going to be too much for whatever team decides. You'd have to be totally desperate. Maybe Bauer's done a good job there in the independent leagues, but I don't think any team wants the Storm. I say Storm because I'm looking at this wing Storm over, but they don't want the baggage that will probably come along with something like that. Even though, really, he's really never had any legal situation. It is what it is. Maybe a little backdoor. Oh, wait a minute, Terrell. We're not talking about. He's talking about the backdoor cover, not the Trevor Bauer. All right. Blake here on the Wings first half. Dallas is on the Wings first half as well. So whenever you get those same picks, right? And there's Ox 5 in there. Is that the Wings? Is that the Dallas Wings? Wouldn't it be cool, you guys, if like YouTube did like sports logos and you guys could put the logos in there a little bit? Maybe I'm just because I see all these logos on the new Morning Steam graphics panel. All right, give me the under in that one. Our last game here. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on the Morning Steam show. Lynx and Mercury. Lynx 3.5, 167.5. That's what we got on the graphic there. We didn't need to make a fancy graphic for that, did we? But let's go to it here with this game now and see what we have with Minnesota. So far, Minnesota, they've been pretty reliable against the spread here. Man, they've come in having won 4 straight games right now. They're 7-1 against the spread. Told you so. Not only that, looks like they're one of the best defensive teams in the league, averaging just 79 points allowed here right now. Phoenix has lost 5 straight and is just 2-7 overall. Now, here's the thing, and they're just announcing it right now on the broadcast about Serena's return to tennis here. It's just a doubles tournament, everybody. But I don't know. I'd take Serena against some of these. I just hate to see great superstars. No, I take it back. I always want to see them. All right, Phoenix has lost 5 straight, and they're 2-7 now. I take it back because I said, hey, Minnesota might be better but I said Phoenix was going to be pretty good, and they haven't looked too good. In fact, they failed to show that they can defend against good teams, I think, is what it feels like. Minnesota, doesn't matter. Winning, losing team, they're still going to beat you the way they're going right now. 7-1 ATS here right now, 6-2 overall. The Lynx are just a better team at both ends of the floor right now. Now, the total might be a little bit difficult in this one because you have Phoenix 4-0 to the over at home, but they're 1-4 as an underdog to the under. And Minnesota's 0-4 to the under as a favorite here. So Minnesota trends heavily to the under, cashing 5 unders in their last 6 games. But Phoenix home games have been high scoring. There's no doubt. Now, you got Thomas going to push the pace here. They can even if they were to lose, that Phoenix could end up scoring some points here. Maybe will be 167.5. And I think overall the trends kind of feel under in a way, but oh man, if they get blown out here, and we've seen the home teams come through a little bit. It might be hard to get on Phoenix here, but man, this one's tough. Let's see what you got here with these two. Like I said, I'm more apt to think that Phoenix at home, maybe they are okay offensively and they have a poor defense. Let's see what the chat says here. If anything in this one, then the show's over. We'll see you the next time. VAR on the over here, and maybe it's a good spot, Terrell says, for the Mercury to get one. There seems to be some parity in this league. Even if a team like Phoenix has just 2 wins so far, got to get one somewhere, it feels like. And Steve Leftarian's here. He likes Minnesota to go under. Haish is joining us today. And Bobby Mack is liking the under in this one. All right. I'm going to Phoenix in this one, man. I'm going to take them here just as my free play. I love Minnesota right now, but I'm going to stand by Phoenix a little bit to cover in this one, at least make it close. We'll see. You look at the numbers there and you see Phoenix and the good record. I think these are going to work out. I got the spread record up there, the over-under. Hopefully that's cool for everyone. Hey, there is Nanya. All right. And Terrell as well. And the show's over, Nanya. The show is over. Thanks, everybody, for joining me here on the Morning Steam Show. We're back tomorrow with more Morning Steam. We're going to do the drawing, though, here right now. And Mikey Money's going to tell you how to get more plays from me here on winnable.com. I will be having college baseball picks coming your way today. Like I said, we're down to the, championship games here in the regionals and who will advance to the super regionals. So coming up here in just about an hour or so, not only will we have Bases Loaded with Mikey Money and Sharky Waters previewing this 9-game baseball card, but the college baseball is going to get underway with Florida State and St. John's. Also, later on, Georgia Tech and Oklahoma, Washington, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and Auburn. Also, Troy and Florida, Kentucky and West Virginia, USC and Texas A&M. And I think one of the games, are playing. They have 2 games left over there. I think they have to play today. So, all right. That's going to do it here. Let me go to the commercial here with Mikey Money, and then we'll do the drawing today, okay?
Hey, it's your boy Mikey Money here, and letting you know the Sports Money team live over on Winnable, and you can get your favorite cappers' best bets. Come support the squad at Winnable.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
Let Sports Money Network's team of experienced handicappers do the hard work for you, and with the flexible notification options, you'll never miss a play as we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, so please consider subscribing over at Winnable. You can click that QR code in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. That'll take you to my Winnable page. I'd really love to see you at least sign up for the free picks if you aren't already. I think you all are. I have 250-something people on sign up there. I think that's what it said. I don't know. When I look at the Winnable, it says 500 people, but we've only got a few dozen subscribers to that. If this show's worth 41 cents to you, please consider subscribing for $19.95 a month over there at winnable.com. I do this show every day, and I plug that, and that's how we kind of make things work around here. I've got a lot of tools and everything, try to make a good show here, and we're improving it every day. Make sure you join me here today at 3 p.m. Eastern and noon Pacific for VB MMA picks. We're going to preview the action for this Saturday with Bilal Muhammad and Gabriel Bonfim. Here a good bout here this weekend in the welterweight division. So make sure you're joining us today, or you can catch it on replay here in the fight between Bilal Muhammad and Gabriel Bonfim. Here you got basically, top 15 contenders, I think, or so in the welterweight division. That main event here this week, you got Bilal Muhammad. He's lost 2 straight, lost to Machado Gary last time out and back in November. He was a 240 dog. Bonfim, 19-1 overall. He's won 4 straight, including a round 2 submission win over Randy Brown back in November. He got the performance bonus. So I think it's a pretty deep card here, actually, for an Apex event. I mean, even on the the undercard, you got Jordan Levitt and Joe Anderson Brito. You got a bantamweight fight between Bryce Mitchell and Santiago Luna, my man from San Diego. And so join us today there for BB MMA picks. Whoops, here we go. Let's do the drawing and see. Someone's going to win 1 month of the plays. Use the promo code WINNER to get your 1 month. You'll go to winnable.com, sign up for a month. It won't be charged as long as you use the promo code WINNER. It's Nunya. There he is, hanging out in front of the goats. He loves his goats, and there he is with the goats. Thank you to Nunya here today. All right, that's going to do it here for the Morning Steam Show. Appreciate everyone joining me here. Whoops. See if we can't get this going. And we'll be back tomorrow with more Morning Steam. We'll preview the action in Major League Baseball and also get you ready for this week's great games here. More tennis as well. Oh, we got some steam here to end the show. How about that? It's on the game between the Marlins and the Nationals. The steam is coming in right now on the under. It was 8.5 with Sandy and Cavalli, but right now we're seeing that total getting hit. We're seeing it go to 8 under here right now. Is a big move here right now. Steam coming in on the under in this one with the Marlins and the Nationals. Right, that's going to do it here for the Morning Steam. Really appreciate everyone hanging out with me here on Monday, June 1st. We're going into the dog days here once our series end with the basketball and the hockey. We'll be just doing baseball and all that. So, all right, everyone. Thanks a lot. We'll catch you later on. Don't forget Mikey Money is going to be here as well at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific with pre-gaming. Mikey's going to get you ready for the primetime games with his picks there. And also join me after that. It's at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I'll be hosting the drive-through today. We've sent Tony on vacation, and I get to host the show. So please check that out over there. It doesn't conflict with any of our programming, I don't think, over here today. So check me out after Mikey. I'm going to be with a bunch of handicappers giving out a bunch of picks for the action here tonight. And I really appreciate it if you check me out over there. But I love it when you check me out here on the Morning Steam Show. All right. Thanks to everyone in the chat. We'll be back here tomorrow with more Morning Steam. And for the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Las Vegas.
I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine.